we're looking at a live picture of an American eagle, our national bird. Back here in New York City, we have a lot of national treasures, the Empire State Building, the Statue of Liberty. But what about natural treasures? You probably don't think of the bald eagle when you look at that sprawling skyline, but America's national bird is making a big comeback here in an urban habitat, and it's all by design. CBS News' Michael George got a tour with an urban park ranger who's led the charge to bring the bald eagle back to New York City from the brink of extinction.
They're majestic, fierce, and America's national bird.
They'll just glide right over your head sometimes, and it's just such an amazing feeling.
But lately, bald eagles have been turning up in the unlikeliest of places. New York City. In January, bystanders in Central Park were awestruck when they witnessed a bald eagle, nicknamed Rover, catch a gull in mid-flight.
Eventually, they're going to start to nest here and live here full-time.
Rob Mastriani is a New York City urban park ranger sergeant.
Plenty of open space for them to hunt.
He's been part of a more than 20-year effort to bring the bald eagles back to New York. The birds used to be plentiful here, but pollution of the city's rivers and the pesticide DDT brought them to the brink of extinction.
What happened was the eggshells got really thin from this pesticide. The eggs would break and they weren't reproducing.
How dire did things get for the bald eagles here?
Basically, they were almost extinct from New York State.
Starting in 2001, the Parks Department relocated 20 fledgling eagles from Alaska and Wisconsin to Manhattan's Inwood Hill Park. That's Rob back in 2006 feeding the baby eagles.
So we would climb up a ladder, it's about 40, 50 feet, and there was a little opening on the nest box where we'd slide the fish in. So it would be like an invisible mom or dad bringing them food.
The U.S. government banned the use of DDT in 1972, and in recent years, more funding and resources have been put toward cleaning up New York's rivers. Now, the eagles are thriving. The babies Rob helped raise have families and nests of their own and have migrated to other areas. You've been involved with these eagles for 16 years now.
Yeah.
Do you develop a personal connection with them?
On one of my days off, I went over to visit the nest, have my binoculars, and it was a great feeling to see her with her family raising her young. So I kind of felt like a proud parent, foster parent.
In the 70s, there were believed to be just 2 bald eagles left in the entire state of New York. Now, there are well over 1,000, and they're no longer considered endangered. They've been spotted in all 5 boroughs of New York City. You think we have a shot at seeing some bald eagles today?
I hope so. Fingers crossed, yeah.
So if you're lucky enough, on a cold morning along the Hudson River, you just may spot one, commuting on an ice floe. What are they hunting for out here?
Out here, they love fish, so they're going for fish. That's their preferred prey.
And as beautiful as these birds are to see in the sky, that's nothing compared to seeing one up close.
This is Montana. He's a 12-year-old adult male bald eagle.
Bobby Horvath is a wildlife rehabilitator.
We rescued him, and unfortunately, when we picked him up, he had a broken right wing, broken right leg, and he's blind in his right eye.
But surviving in a major metropolis presents its own set of challenges. One eagle was killed by a Metro-North train. And in February, Horvath rescued this fledgling. His wings were tangled in a fishing line.
It had surgery this week, and we won't know for a couple months if that bird is going to be fully recovered.
The eagle's greatest threat is us. The locations of their nests are shrouded in secrecy to prevent curious crowds from gathering close by. What can we do to protect them?
Appreciate them and enjoy them, but just give them their space.
We came close to losing these birds forever, but now they're becoming our neighbors once again. Now, this is really a conservation success story, a group of dedicated people who said, we are not going to let these birds die off. 20 years later, they are surviving, they're thriving, and if they can make it here in New York City, they can really make it anywhere.
I've heard that.
That could be a song. That could be a song, George Michael. But I look at Ranger Rob, though. He's certainly committed. From 2006, he's been working with these birds.
Yeah, he has spent so much time. He and a group of others have spent so much time caring for these birds, and so it's really amazing to see them thrive and multiply and spread all over the state.
It is amazing. I hope they kill pigeons. Don't come at me, pigeon Twitter. Michael George, not George Michael.
Yes.
That was very much.
All the time.
That was an obvious joke.
We'll be right back.
You got that, didn't you, George?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.